Hello, my name is Mustafa Jumapiri. I'm a medical doctor, and today I'm going to take you through data collection using KoboToolbox. So, if you have done a research before, you can agree with me to say that one of the hardest part of a research is data collection. Yeah? And if you have analyzed data before, then you can as well agree with me to say the hardest part of data analysis is data cleaning because it takes so much time. Now, why is it like that? Is there a solution to these problems? That's why I am here to give you one of the most reliable solutions to data collection so that we easy the process, okay? And you are not strained in the process. All right. So, what are some of the common challenges that we encounter in data collection? This particularly, I mean manual data collection, where you don't go digital. You just decide you're going to collect your data manually. It could be maybe you've printed out the questionnaires, or maybe you have a notebook where you are collecting the data from. And one of the problems with that process of data collection is that there are manual errors in data entry. So because you have to move the data from a questionnaire, then you have to transfer it to a Microsoft Excel sheet. And that takes so much time. Okay, that's the second problem there. It consumes time. And then second, there are usually errors. Okay, there are some errors as you are entering the data, and that results in uh, so much work during the data cleaning. And then the other problem with manual data collection is difficult storage and sharing. You want to share with someone who wants to analyze your data, maybe they are in another town, so meaning you have to start scanning, so it's difficult, and even security is compromised when you are using manual data collection. And then there's limited scalability. You can't collect large volumes of data using manual data collection. And then also because you're using paper, so that has an environmental impact. We are talking of green life, so that has an environmental impact, so paper waste. And then there's the risk of data loss. Imagine you've collected these questionnaires and they're in your house, and God forbid, maybe some rain or some sort, there's some water leakage in the house. Those papers, you can lose them. And in case of theft, so you see there's the risk of damage. And then there's also inconsistent data formats. This is one of the challenging things. I'm sure data analysts here can agree with me. Inconsistent data formats. What we mean here, let us say maybe you want to the variable that you are collecting is diagnosis. Okay, I'm much into medicine, so bear with me here, but this presentation is for everyone, including those in social sciences. So maybe the diagnosis is the variable that you are collecting. So someone is going to write anemia, another one is also going to write anemia, but the way this anemia is going to be written is going to be different. The first one might start with a small letter, okay, A, so anemia, and then the other one starts with a capital letter, anemia. So when you're analyzing data, these two things are going to be treated differently. And that's another problem, because now you have to, when cleaning the data, you have to make sure that the data is consistent. And that's a problem with the manual data collection or offline data collection. And most importantly, high cost that is associated with manual data collection. Remember, you have to print many questionnaires or maybe data collection tools, or okay, you have to print a lot of them, so that costs money. And then there's part for storage, and then there's part for labor. So this method of data collection should really not be preferred. Okay, so what is the solution, Dr. Mustafa? I'm sure you're asking. So because of this, what is the solution? So this is where we go: digital data collection. Okay, digital data collection. Now, there are several ways in which you can collect data digitally. There are a lot of softwares out there, websites that you can utilize. One of them is Google Forms, there's Microsoft Forms, there's Redcape. There are a lot of them, OpenAP Info, but I am here for one of those things, and that is KoboToolbox. Now you might be wondering, why, Dr. Mustafa, have you picked KoboToolbox over the other data collection tools that are there. So the reasons are here. This one is free and open source. You don't have to pay any penny to collect data using KoboToolbox. Two, it's user friendly. Even someone who is just starting today, just being oriented, they'll be able to use the data collection form. Okay, you can create your own form with just minimal skills or knowledge to use it. And then look at this. I said digital, but this one allows you to collect data offline. Can you imagine? From my experience, I think it's the only one that I've come across, okay, the only data collection tool where I can collect data digitally and offline. So KoboToolbox gives you that option. And then there's multiple input methods. You can use an app using your mobile phone, of course, and also for web. So for app, it's only available for Android from the time that I'm recording this video, 2024 December. So you can only collect using Android if you want to use the app. But the web version is available for all kinds of devices because it's a web. So you can use Android, you can use iPhone, you can use a tablet, you can use a laptop, whatsoever, as long as it's digital. So there are multiple input methods. And then it's real-time monitoring. It has this real-time monitoring. You can be collecting data. Someone is collecting data, and you are able to see the data that is being collected on another end, okay, on the receiving end. And it also offers you these features where you are able to connect KoboToolbox directly to your data analysis tool. For example, let us say maybe you are using Power BI, Microsoft Power BI. Okay, so if you're using Microsoft Power BI and the other data collection tools like Tableau and so on, I mean data analysis tools like Tableau, you can link KoboToolbox to Tableau, and your data will be collected in real time, and you can even automate the process of data analysis. So that's why I'm hard on KoboToolbox. And then it's secure and customizable form. So you know, like there's security because you have to use a password if you want to access that data. So not everyone can access your data without your permission and without you giving them the password. Okay, and the forms are customizable. And then there are these two last part, easy data export. Okay, you can export data to Excel, CSV, SPSS, and so on. And it supports multiple languages. Can you imagine? Even local languages, you can collect data in Chinyanja, you can collect data in Swana, you can collect data in Zulu, Igbo, every language, you know, like you can customize your forms. Can you imagine? Okay, so now in this lesson, I'm going to take you through the practical methods or the practical process of collecting data using KoboToolbox. So there are only 6 steps that we are going to utilize here. One of which is getting started with KoboToolbox. So we're going to say we get started. And then number 2 will be designing and collecting, designing a data collection form. How do we design a data collection form? How do we preview and deploy the form? And then what methods are there for data collection? How do we monitor data submissions? And how do we export our data? So this was an introduction section to data collection using KoboToolbox, and we go to section 2 of this lecture or tutorial where we're going to look at the practical way of data collection. Thank you so much.